This is our latest one. We had a little bit of a break. February is a rough month for me since I lost my daughter February 9th, but we're back. We're still going for it here with our journaling. So if you are joining me, I'm really glad that you are here tonight. If this is your first time, welcome. We welcome you. You're in the right place. If you've been here before, welcome back to our little corner of the internet where we write down the things that people don't normally say out loud. So as always, this is very low pressure. If you're here, you can always type things into the comments and we can chat, but you do not have to share anything ever. This space is just for you. You don't have to write anything profound. You don't have to be okay. Just grab your notebook and your pen and get comfortable. If you need to stretch first or get a drink or just sit and listen for a bit, all that counts is that you are participating. I actually have a smoothie tonight, which is different for me, but I don't know. I was like craving fruit, so I made myself a fruit smoothie. It actually turned out pretty good. I don't know what the weather is like where you guys are, but I am on the East Coast in Pennsylvania, and they've been telling us that we're getting like a blizzard, and there's like, they prepared us for not having school on Monday, and we were supposed to just get walloped with snow, and so far we've gotten nothing but rain. So that has been a huge bummer. So we'll see what happens overnight, but if I have school tomorrow, I'm going to cry. Also, glasses. I ran out of contacts, so in all the videos I recorded today, you will notice the glasses, which I hate wearing because for some reason they hurt my head, no matter what kind of glasses I wear. But anyway, random thoughts with Brooke Carlock. All right, well, hopefully I gave you enough time to do whatever you are doing, get yourself settled, get your pen and your journal or your paper or whatever you are using, and we will get down to our prompt. So I am actually going to, once I start the timer, I'll type the prompt into the text. But our prompt tonight, you ready? What do I wish that people understood about this stage of grief? So this works for any stage of grief that you are in. It's not about educating anyone. This is for you. You do not have to be kind. You don't have to soften it. Keep it super honest. You can be blunt, you can be messy, you can be repetitive. It doesn't matter. So some examples, some things that you might write about. Is there anything that hurts now that didn't hurt before? Or maybe things that feel harder or more difficult now than they did early on? Are there things that people assume about wherever you are now that, are not true? Or are there things that you wish people would stop saying? I actually recorded a video about that earlier today that'll come out this week. Or the opposite, things that you wish people would say, but they don't. There is no wrong direction for this prompt at all. Just a couple more reminders before you start writing. So you're not required to be grateful for anything. You're not required to find meaning. You're not required to end on a hopeful note or anything. We are all about keeping things real here. If your pages when you write are full of frustration, that is still valid. And if you can't think of a lot to write, that is also valid. This is for you, not for anyone else. And all right, here we go. I'm going to read the prompt one more time, and then we can start writing, and I will type the prompt so that you guys can see it while we are writing. So the prompt again, what do I wish people understood about this stage of grief? So that's the old one. Doop. All right, there it is. It's very large. What do I wish that people understood about this stage of grief? Let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. All right, I'm going to turn some music on. This is always kind of sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I'll give it a shot and we will go for a little bit here. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna start writing about what a good person am I. There's a today's prompt. It should be on your screen. I'm hoping. No, I wish people understood about this stage of grief. Sorry, I thought that was unfair. Still have time, so you can go ahead and take some time. All right, and time is up. Of course, if you are still writing, please feel free. Keep on writing if you need to. Let me see, I'm going to get here in the chat and get the text off the screen. All right. So, whenever you're ready, just kind of slowly come back. You don't have to reread what you wrote. You don't have to analyze it. If you want to share anything that you were feeling or wrote about in the chat, I would love that, but please don't feel like you have to. Just kind of notice how it feels in your body now compared to before you started. If you need a deep breath, go ahead and take one. If you need to close the notebook and be done, go ahead and do that too. I always like to share not exactly what I wrote, but the general vibe. The general vibe, like I said, I was swearing a lot in this one. It kind of hit me. I feel like I am just entering the stage here in year 4 where people think you should be doing better. And there's fewer people checking in. The loss isn't new anymore, but for me, it hasn't gone anywhere. So I feel like I'm kind of in that stage where it's quieter on the outside, but it is still super loud on the inside, and people can't see that. And I feel like people see me functioning and kind of assume that that means that I'm healed, or they see me laughing and like doing things like this and assume that the pain is gone, which is the furthest thing from the truth. And I don't know if you guys experience this, but people stop asking after a while how you're doing because they don't want to reopen something or to say something wrong. But they don't realize that it never closed. You can't reopen a wound that will probably never close, will just change. So yeah. Something else I noticed with my stage of grief that, I've been writing about a lot is I notice a lot of loneliness. But I think that's because of the situation that I'm in, living alone, new house, that kind of thing, getting used to that. Yeah, but overall, I don't know. I don't know where you guys are. I kind of feel more pressure in my public life, like not here, not my YouTube, social media life, grief person life, but in like my private life, I would say, I worry much more about making people uncomfortable. And yeah, I didn't do that before, but now sometimes I'll stop and wonder, be like, are people sick of me talking about this now? So I kind of check myself, and I'm usually pretty good about, taking it easy on myself, but yeah, that's come up a bit. So that surprised me a little bit. That, and I think this stage, I wish people understood how hard it is that everybody's moving on and you're not, and that sucks. So, all right, we got some comments. Awesome. Right, so I can't see. I'm sorry. My old people problems. Okay, so that's about the prompt. I saw that one. I still hurt even when I seem okay. Yep, right? That is what happens. I feel like for a lot of grieving people, you seem all right on the outside, but it's still there on the inside. Oh, hi, Allie. How you doing? Thank you so much for doing this. It's my first time. I'm glad to be journaling again. I've actually had an abandonment trauma. Whoops, sorry. It only shows you for a little bit there. Nope, different one. Okay, back to Allie. Had abandonment trauma from people who asked me to journal and then betrayed me. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Well, we are here for you, and there's old stuff on there, so you are welcome to go back and look at those. But yeah, I'm going to be here doing this for the foreseeable future. As long as people show up, I'm happy to do it. It's something I enjoy, and it's good for me as well. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Also grieving the person I was. Yeah, definitely. And to not know who that person is, but it's a different woman, one who longs for it. Gosh, I wish she would stay up here. Sorry. One who longs for the time that I knew who I was. It's very uncharted territory and solitary. Oh my gosh, I could not have said that better. Yeah, it is definitely uncharted territory. Well, I've been in it for a little bit, but being one of the other prompts we did was about identity loss in grief, and that has changed so much for me. So yes, I see you on that one. Greetings to you as well. Hello, thank you for joining us. And Allie, again, I wish people knew that cumulative grief is exhausting. Losing my pastor's parents increased my fear of losing him. There's a crisis in Mexico, and thank God he actually just returned last week. Well, good. I'm glad that he came back. But yeah, cumulative. Well, yeah, I know all about cumulative grief. It kind of piles on and then freaks you out. Like, who's next, right? So very scary. Very scary. Yeah, one of the things that I wrote about my stage, and since so many people mentioned like the moving on and looking good on the outside but still, you know, feeling everything on the inside, I wish people had just an inkling of an idea of how many times I think about Libby in a day. Like, it is, I've thought about trying to like track it with a counter. I don't even think I could do it. It's like constant. She is constantly there. And yeah, and it's not like because I'm ruminating or because I'm like depressed or whatever. It's because there are just reminders everywhere, and just it will just randomly pop in your head like, oh, my daughter's dead. Like, it just hits you all the time. So yeah, kind of sucks. Kept you in my prayers. Had to share one night while YouTube was playing on its own. I heard this beautiful voice singing, "It's okay." I ran to see who it was, and it was your beautiful daughter. Oh my gosh. Oh, that melts my heart. That was, so "It's Okay" was, I don't know if you know the story behind that or if I said it in the video. She absolutely loved that song. And you can see in the video of her that you found, you can find it on YouTube. I think I posted that on one of her birthdays or one of her death anniversaries or one of those. And I'd caught her singing in the shower and I recorded it. And it was so beautiful. And she was just singing the song, but she sang it all the time. And right before she died, she had been making up a dance to that song. And it was, I mean, like a full on, and by that point, I had built her a dance studio in our basement. So she was always in that dance studio, and she had been working on a dance to "It's Okay." And it was the last dance that she made up before she died. And so I played that video of her doing that dance at her funeral. And yeah, I have videos of that. So that song is very, very special. And then we found out that the singer, Nightbird, actually died on the day of Libby's funeral. So how is that for coincidences? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where we are here. As a singer-songwriter, she's very talented, and singing and dancing deeply moved me. I felt for you so sad. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. She was super, super talented. She was amazing. I appreciate that. And I love getting to talk about her. So thank you for bringing her up. It tickles me pink that other people can see her doing those things, because she was very, like, she was out there. She loved like posting videos and creating dances and songs for people. She loved that stuff. So thank you for watching her. I wish people understood that everyone grieves differently. Yeah, absolutely. They all do, and no way is right or wrong. And people tend to project the way that they grieve on everyone else. Absolutely. They definitely do. And yeah, that can be really hard, because people think that you're doing things wrong because you're not doing it the same way that they were. and that is difficult. All right. Well, that is it for the comments, guys. Thank you so much for showing up and continuing to show up to these. It's wonderful for me. Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry. We have one more. These are always very just go with the flow. I feel like they're kind of unprofessional, but we'll just go with it. It's so many people say that grief gets worse at 6 months. And that doesn't necessarily occur. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that was the thing that you saw. Yeah, people do grieve differently. People say things are going to happen. They don't always happen. I mean, a lot of things with grief are kind of like guidelines, like things that people warn you about. They might just be warning you. You might experience this. Yeah, like I had no idea that year 4 was going to be harder for me than probably the previous 2 years, but here we are. And no one's the same. And there can be trends in different things, but again, nothing's wrong, nothing's right, and everyone can be different. So do grief your own way. Be your own person. Thank you for showing up here to do this with me, because your pain always counts. Whatever stage you are in and how that is showing up for you, that counts, and your voice matters. And I really appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you for writing honestly and trusting this space with the parts of grief that don't get a lot of attention sometimes. If you're watching this on the replay, I am glad that you found us later. Feel free to join us live next time on Sundays at 7 p.m. Yeah, and we would love to see you. Same place, same low expectations. Yeah, we all get it, so we are there. And to everyone saying thank you in the chat, you are so welcome. Thank you guys for showing up. Like I always say, this stuff helps me as much as it helps you guys. So I love that you're here and I appreciate you. All right, I will be back again next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to join us. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye, everyone.